Every now and then I'm going to do a segment where I just lean into the facts. And here's a fact to keep in mind. Someone asked me once, he said, hey, how am I supposed to figure this out in 72 hours? How am I supposed to sell this in 72 hours? I said, all I've ever had sometimes is an hour. And shout out to Dr. Diana, for instance. I walk into this place and I'm standoffish. I'm there shooting Big Sean. And then you turn around and she says, well, what do you do? Or something like that. And I lean into it, right? And whenever you ask me a question, I get to be my best self. I'm sure of me. And by the time I walked out of there, again, I didn't walk in there. I didn't know her name. I didn't know what was going on. I came to shoot, Big Sean. And she ended up handing me $1,000. And I've walked to other places and they say, well, here, take this. And you go, why are these people giving me things? It's because the word that I live and will die by is impact. I said this on my story once. I said, if ever you get to heaven, if it's such a place that exists, when God checks your bibliography and he says, oh, you know him? You're good. I know you're a better person if you come in contact with him. And it's not because I'm a good person. It's because I live by impact. And impact doesn't mean you're going to be comfortable. It definitely don't mean you're going to be happy, but you're going to be better. And oftentimes we get confused when it comes to actually being better. What does it really mean to be better? It's an uncomfortable, ugly thing, kind of like practice. There are people who like practice, people who hate it, but there's no better feeling than winning. And when you beat the other team or you run your best time, you say, oh, wow, every step, everything you had to do, it was worth practice. But it comes with sacrifice. And there's no sacrifice when you make a choice to be who you're supposed to be. So if I could give you any advice, as I said on this page, I'm going to do a little bit more in terms of dropping information. Jamarcus and I have great conversations throughout the whole day. And if I'm being honest, it gets exhausting. It gets exhausting. But, I believe these conversations will land somewhere in the future. So right now you're flying and all you're trying to do is make sure the plane doesn't crash. And then one day when we land, he says, man, that all made sense. I'm glad we got to where we needed to be. I'm glad I stayed on the plane and didn't jump out too soon. I'm glad I didn't give up on myself. I'm glad I kept believing that I could be better, that I could do more. I'm glad that you never gave up on me, to say the least. And I'm glad to still be a part of everything that we've been working towards. So whatever you're doing in life, do not plan and hope, or don't, I think Kobe said, it was a quote that they shared, everybody thinks they got tomorrow. And oh my God, that literally sent a sickness through my body when someone said, you heard about Kobe? I said, Kobe who? They said he died. I said, stop it. That ain't even possible. And it was very possible. It did happen. His daughter, unfortunately, was no longer here with, her family, or, they're just gone. So if you ever think you have another day, you're lying to yourself, because there is no such thing as time, and it's promised that you have more time. The enemy of my enemy is time, and it's a beautiful thing. Why? Because some people some people think they have time, and I don't think I do. I think I'm 1 second away from taking my last breath every moment that I'm not doing something to progress. Food for thought, people. Stay motivated.